spoke with you, I said, we're going to hire 800 persons in the region and give them part-time work. When I went back and we opened up the application process, over 2,000 people applied because there's a large number of unemployed people here in the region. And we spoke about some of the reasons why, how difficult it is for the outlying regions, like here and in Berbice, to generate the same amount of jobs that we have in, say, regions 3 or 4, because of the difficulty of getting investors. And I pointed out the last time I was here what we were doing. So instead of sticking with the 800, we increased it to 2,000. And yesterday, those people they signed their contracts and they will start from the 1st of June. We also said we'll give about 200 people small grants. The application process been completed, and earlier today, some of the people are there now and they're collecting the grant. We also met with the farmers in the Pomeroon area. They've been waiting since the president came a long time about the dredging, and we have awarded now the contract to dredge them out of the Pomeroon River. It's about $600 million. But recently we spoke with the person who's responsible, who got the contract, and we probably have to look at the design again. He said that the mouth of the river, it meanders. There is an angle and then it goes back out. And if we dredge that course, it would silt up again. So they're suggesting we cut straight in the river at the mouth, and that would make more sense to allow better drainage there. And I also invited a number of people from this region who came to the consultation we had at the conference center. A large number came to talk about drainage and irrigation plans for regions 2, 5, 3, 5, and 6, but definitive drainage plans that would see us being able to better manage water. Because with climate change now, we're going to have rainfall that is unusual, heavy intensity in short periods. So if we had developed from colonial times drainage system to manage, like take for example Georgetown. In the colonial era, they could handle Georgetown 2 inches of rainfall in 24 hours. Now many of those, like if you go down Camp Street and all of the other streets next to State House, you see those boulevards. Well, those were canals. It had storage. They filled in the storage and then made them into boulevard. So now the capacity to store and handle water in the city is limited. When you have 7 inches, not 2 inches in 24 hours, but 7 inches, the water accumulates. And this is a major problem right across, not just in Guyana, but in the world now. If you just turn on your TV, you see like in India, Bangladesh now, massive flooding. So we have to start planning for that future too, and that is what many of you came from this region. I think almost 50 persons came to the convention center with people from other regions. We had an in-depth discussion here since the last time I was here. There were lots of other initiatives we worked on in the period. Many of you raised the question of the cost of input, and clearly we explained about how oil prices had moved, and because fertilizer is derived from crude oil, petroleum, then the price of fertilizer has skyrocketed. Although we removed the VAT that APNU had put on the fertilizer, the price has gone up steeply because of what is happening globally. So the price of oil moved from about $28 per barrel in 2015. Now it's over maybe $110 US dollars per barrel. So that is why everything has moved up, the cost of this. We made it clear we are not going to increase electricity and water rates. So the government is subsidizing those to offset the increase in fuel prices. But it's very hard to do it right across the board. So we removed the 50% tax that was there. It's zero now to keep the oil prices that is at the pump. Diesel and gasoline at least not rising steeply, because if you kept the 50% tax, it would have been high, and it's now zero. I explained a lot of this. But the farmers, so we had a good discussion, and many people said that one of the biggest problems is the cost of rental of land. We can't do anything much about that, because that is in the region, the people who own the land, they charge you and you have to pay. And the second big thing was the fertilizer. And you asked what could be done by the government to help. So we went back, we looked at this issue, and if you heard recently, the president announced that we're going to spend $1 billion this year to buy fertilizer to help the farmers. So we looked at how much rice is grown across the country. If we were to prorate the $1 billion, you will probably get, based on your output here, maybe 150 million of the 1 billion, because when you look at how much rice is produced in region 5 and 6. But because Essequibo is peculiar, because it's more distant, and because people get lower prices here, we've decided today to set aside of the $1 billion, $250 million for the Essequibo to assist with the fertilizer. Now, if you talk about, say, $10,000 a bag, that works out to 25,000 bags. If you take 10,000, if it's $12,000 per bag, it works out to maybe 21,000 bags. In this region, you plant about just over 30, maybe 32,000 acres. So if you have to work that out, straight line is just maybe 3/4 bag per acre. If you work straight line, that is it. But we don't want, but you have big farmers and you have small farmers. When we look at the number of farms below 50 acres, it's about maybe 16, 17,000 of the 30-something thousand is below 50 acres. And then 14,000 for farmers above 50 acres. So we don't want to make this decision. Every time we share out relief or any fertilizer, the government always gets caught in the middle, and a good initiative, then we get blamed for it. So the only reason I'm here today is to make sure that we get 15 or 20 of you representing different areas to sit with us, the Ministry of Agriculture. You will get the 250 million, you buy the fertilizer, we find it's cheapest, and you decide how much will go and which group of farmers will get more and which will get less. So that is what I'm here today, so that you can select 20 persons from your midst to work with us on this, and then we will make a determination how that will go. So you'll get $250 million, this group, and then you will have to decide where you can get the fertilizer the cheapest, who would supply it, and how it would be distributed, and to whom, and how much they will get. Each person will get. So this is what we promised to try to do something, and this is what today we're going to do. And that is why I wanted to come back to say we listen carefully so that we could assist. Now, we can't do everything. We can't give you, because some people will want the government to carry all the fertilizer. Definitely not. So if you're using 2 bags per acre, we'll probably work out, particularly at the lower end, if the small farmers would get maybe, depending on what we decide, a bag per acre. That will cut back your cost to 50%. So if it had increased by 50%, the price of the fertilizer had increased by 50%, you are now getting it lowered because by half. Because if you're using 2 bags per acre. So that is what we've done. So that will offset the increase in the fertilizer price. That is the logic here. And so that's the only reason. So if we can talk about all of the drainage, the equipment, we're spending a lot of money on these issues. We are going to set aside about $25 million for the small cash crop farmers, fertilizer for them, about $25 million for them. And the rest, the rice farmers will have the $250. And so that they too can get some assistance, that's the cash crop farmers, with some fertilizer help. And that will offset the cost increase. So I'm not going to go through again where I can talk about the other issues. I'll be coming out here more often. But that's the only thing I wanted to make sure that when we come back here, that you don't say, oh, the government gave it to a couple people and all of that. Because you will be part of the whole system, from buying the fertilizer, delivering it, and to whom it gets delivered, and monitoring that to see that it doesn't go into the wrong hands, or it's not, people are not treated unfairly. So I hope that we can start off by selecting the people today, Zulfi, 20 persons, and then they will work with the ministry to get this done. And so by next week, the money could be available to the group to decide how we move forward, the $250 million. So that is the only reason I wanted to come back, because I promised we'd look at the fertilizer when I came here the last time, and we now have announced an initiative for the country. Thank you very much. And we can now open the floor for discussion. Yeah, so give the comment a mic here.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. My name is Nanshon Ryan. I live in the field, 3 Dry Shore. I'm a rice farmer. I'm a rice farmer of 10-acre rice field, and this cropping, I get no crop with the flood, damage every grain of my paddy. And I'm asking the government to assist me to get back in my crop. I'm from
if we can verify this, we'll be able to help with the seed paddy. Okay, we can, once it could be verified, because we've gone through this a lot, comrade, and we've got a lot of people calling us, around the country. They didn't plant, they told us they lost rice, and then we get the blame in the community. So once they can verify it, somebody could verify that, the GRDB and RPA, then we can help. Okay? Let them take down your name. Take down your name. Okay? Go across there. Yeah, let GRDB take down your name. Yeah.
Mr. VP, we are happy to have you today, but I just want to get one thing cleared up. Many years ago, private people used to bring fertilizer from Venezuela, and he had a problem. I want to know in this time, that what can be the arrangement through the government and the private people or whoever that want to bring in their own fertilizer or things for the rice industry. Thank you.
So tell me the problem now. Give him hold the microphone. Don't take it yet from him. Yeah. So we don't restrict people from bringing in fertilizer. So is anybody being restricted?
No, because it stopped a long ago, right? But supposing I'm saying now.
Yes. So if you want to bring in fertilizer, and you can bring it in cheaper too, we will clear the way for you. Immediately we will clear the way for you. We wouldn't put any hurdles on anybody who wants to do that. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes.
Yeah, my suggestion to you, right, with this fertilizer, right, it's Cuba there is a 32,000 acre. All right, buy 32 by 2, 64,000 mark fertilizer, buy it, right, for what price? Sell them to the farmer, 2 bag at half price. So in a sense now, non-man will get free and this one will get free. In a sense now, you only help the farmer the 1 bag, that's what you said.
No, but here now, you all decide how to use this money. Don't, because the moment if you do that, then you don't have also cut-offs. So if we want to help the smaller farmers first, right? Then we should be able, they may get the 1 bag free from the government, and then they pay for 1 bag the full price. So effectively, they're paying for 1 bag.
Yeah.
You're paying for 1 bag, right?
That goes for all.
So, no. But we may now want to give that same thing for a man, the big guy who owns 300 acres, planting 300 acres. He might get half a bag alone, subsidy from the government, because he has a greater capacity. That's why I'm saying you all decide that.
No, not really. Here what happen? If there's Cuba got, let me say 2 bag fertilizer per acre. If a 22,000 acre, 64,000 bag, right? Well, man never buy more than we need, let me say 2 bag, right? So in a sense, the government give you 1 and the man purchase 1 at half price.
No, but
so you still.
But you understand what I'm saying? You're not getting the point, man. We are here now. Here, our point is that first of all, we want government to start buying fertilizer. Next thing, the fertilizer disappear from the bond and everything. I know when government procure things, you know what happens. I've seen it happen in the past. In fact, there used to be a rice mill down the dam I was living. And I used to live when I was a boy, and they had a rice mill here. And that time, everybody had to sell their paddy to GRDB on the Burnham. And nighttime, the big trucks would come at 3 in the morning and bring the rice in from GRDB. They would take it to this factory and change the bag and take it back and sell it at a higher grade. That's how we used to make money. Big corruption racket. We don't want government to get too involved in all of these things. That is why I want you all to be involved. So anything goes wrong, I could blame you all too.
Yeah, here, there could be a level playing field, President. There could be a level playing field.
No, that's not level, because the rich man will get the same 1 bag for free as the poor man. I want to give the richer guy a half a bag free maybe, and the poor man a whole bag free. You understand? you work in a smart deal here.
Not really a smart deal.
So depending, right? All right then. I got your point though.
Good afternoon, Mr. Vice President, Agriculture Minister Lionel, Mr. Darmlal. My name is Sherry. I'm a rice farmer living in Guyana. I want to ask you one question, Mr. VP. I mean, 2011 or 10 or 11, when you were the president of this country, we went to your office when my Coney Rice Mills declared bankruptcy. Mr. Nigel Jamlal was there, and Mr. Jagan Ryan. And you made us, the farmers who were from all the rice growing area of this country, went to the office of the Minister of Agriculture, who was then Robert Passat. My Coney Rice Mills declared bankruptcy, and many farmers across this country, including myself and many farmers here. Millions of dollars being left there, and within a year of negotiation with anybody, all the personnel in the region, we went to the office where you addressed us. And within 2 months, you went on a tour, I think it was Asia. You came back to Ghana, and many of the farmers who were in that meeting with you and the agriculture minister, along with Mr. Nigel.
You're telling me something I don't have any memory about, but get to the point.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
okay.
Right. You made us get money. Now, we sold our party since 2018, 2019, 2020, in the previous administration, we got to Panama. Myself and many farmers around here have been owned by Wazir Hussein and some of us by Ramlakan Rice Mill.
Yeah, sure.
We can't get our money up to now since 2020. I owned by Wazir Hussein $537,000 right now. I don't know when we
So
gonna get
all right. So let me tell you, I met with all of those people at my office. I brought the Attorney General, the Minister of Agriculture, the Minister of Finance, the GRDB officials. This was about a month and a half ago. So although it happened on the afternoon, many of them didn't file a case. I urged them when they came to talk to me, some of them, when we were in opposition, I said, file a case against the government. Many of them have not filed a case. So now what has happened, there's a statute of limitation that has expired. So if they can't file the case now in court, they have no legal recourse, although I said. 2 of them had filed cases. They got judgment for some money, but then they had complications with the court ruling. So I said to them, notwithstanding the fact that you had not filed cases, if the government took your party, then, and we can prove that that happened, or you suffered losses because of a government action, we will assist you. So I met with them, and they were supposed to bring documentation to show that the contracts that they had, a month and a half has passed, and they have trouble, some of them, providing the documentation. So I'm doing this only because of the sympathies to the industry. Because right now, they don't have any legal recourse. And when I urged them to file cases on the app, no one openly admitted they were scared. So now that was the latest situation with them. But that should not. What happened with PNC, if you buy your party, they should pay you. It should not be correlated. That's a different issue. But they're linking it to this payment from government that they are not right now eligible for, but I'm trying to assist, but they have to supply documentation. Because if they don't have any documentation, we can't spend public money and hand you over with just hearsay. You have to prove that you actually have done this, sold the government, or you suffered losses. That the party you bought for the government because you had a contract, you actually had to sell it at another price because the government didn't take the party. That's what they played. So I met with them just about 6 weeks now, right? About 6 weeks. And I asked GRDB and the Minister of Finance to go through the documentation. The latest report I had from the Attorney General is that they're having difficulties submitting the documentation. Right? So I've been looking at it, although we're really legally not obligated to do that. But we're still looking at it. Okay?
Thank you very much.
No problem. Yes, it's coming.
Thank you again, VP, for being present at this meeting and to give the Essequibo farmer a visit. I had wanted to suggest about the fertilizer, but you said that you don't want government to get involved because you're afraid of corruption. I'm going to ask you, do you believe the farmers can do anything better?
I got to trust somebody. I trust you all too. I hope you all not going to rip us off.
Well, not me, because I would not go in that route.
All right. Okay. All right. Let me.
I understand.
No, but when you have a large number, that's why I didn't say 3 persons. That you name 20 persons. So when you got 20 persons from across the board, I'm sure if anything wrong goes there, 1 or 2 of them will come and tell us the truth. what's going on. If you got 20, right? If you got 2 or 3, maybe a different matter. But somebody from the 20 will come and tell us what's going on, right? But I think it's just a simple system. It's either we buy the fertilizer from the people who are here now, who are supplying it, or we decide to put out a tender. The group, the farmers and the government, they put out a tender, and whoever submits the price, the lowest price, they win the tender, and the 20 farmers can then adjudicate the contract, review the contract, and then the supply takes place. So it's simple, and then they will decide the allocation. So if the bigger guy gets, you want to do it across the board, or you want to give the smaller people more and the bigger ones less, they will decide on that.
Okay, let me give...
So, but you can help. Your job is not just to criticize. You should actually be helping, helping them to make sure that it's working. No. I mean, like, not be so suspicious all the time.
Okay, let me give a suggestion now, but it's for
all right. Sure.
You said you're giving them $1 billion cash to assist the farmer. And that $1 billion will go free to the farmer. I am giving a suggestion, rather than give $1 billion, give $2 billion. No, listen to me carefully. Sell the
this man, this.
No, listen, I want you to listen.
I thought you were helping me.
I'm helping you, but you can't listen to me.
Okay, all right, I'll listen.
Right? You put $2 billion, let the government get involved, buy the fertilizer, sell it at half price to the farmer, that's $2 an acre, and the money will be as a revolving fund. If this crop, next crop, and anytime you want to withdraw your $2 billion back, you will withdraw your $2 billion. You will not be wasting it on the farmer, free fertilizer for one crop. What would happen to the next crop?
No, but
This
here
is the
now,
question.
if you buy it for $2 billion and you sell it at half price, you only collect back $1 billion. How are you going to revolve $2 billion? Huh?
No, remember, you're not
going to revolve $2 billion.
You're not selling fertilizer one crop, you know.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
You're doing it crop after crop until the situation comes back.
Yeah, but here now.
But the end of the
so
day,
the next time you got $1 billion now. All right. So the next the next crop now. So you put $2 billion. You buy $2 billion. You sell it at half price. You get $1 billion back. Then the next crop, you take a $1 billion and you buy it and you sell it at half price again. The $500 million remain in the revolving fund. The next crop, $250 million. It disappears. You can't have money to revolve.
No, you're right.
I've done this 100 times, comrade. I've been Minister of Finance of this country for a while too. So I've seen all these schemes that people talk about. The best thing to do is to help get you the fertilizer now. You got to go back on the crop. Let's get the fertilizer quickly so that people can.
One more point. Right. You said you had farmer group about it for the dams. You had farmer group to help to build the dams. But I can tell you something here today. In fact, all these farmers
build the dams
or
maintain the dams. The maintenance, yes.
I am maintaining dams for 40 years now. 40 years of my father in a garage. And they invite me to the meeting. You know why? Because I always criticize the farmer. If the farmer break up the dam, and they complain the dam break up. Me, I make my dam. 40 years of meeting. Up at this crop, we throw 4 load up and we got 2 dam meeting, Reliance and Lyman. So they apply myself, Reliance CD dam. 40 years, Vice President. Is that a little?
But you should invite him to the meeting too.
Nobody will invite me.
The RDC there.
Nobody. I complain to the Vice Chairman.
Anyhow, invite the people.
What's one they raising for me? They said I know me phone number. Me say I know me live.
All right. I'm going to make sure the next meeting you get invited to. Right? You get invited.
People draw money under my strength. They draw money. Right now, you can take your vehicle. I'm not telling you right, Sila Lyman. I can challenge anybody. You can take any car. I don't make it back for this crop. And imagine me shy right stuff.
Yeah. No, but here what happened. The man has a right to go to the meeting too, right? Be involved. So please invite him. Okay, I'm going to make sure you get invited. Let's move on. All right. This comrade was trying to speak now. Right. Give him.
But what I'm saying,
Yes, I heard
I
what
have to make back the dam. When me make a me one time, but the dam was me will maintain all the time. Let me continue maintaining it. That was all I asking for.
Oh, okay. You want a contract? I can't give you a contract now, but I can make you get an invitation to the meeting where you make your case.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Let's come on here.
Thank you. Sir, the gentleman right. His dam is very good, in good condition. But when we get a dam to do, we had to get up quickly because of the weather condition. So some of us take one and some of us have to take 3, 4 short dam. So that is why he speak like that. He didn't get. But next meeting and next time dams have to do, we're going to get him. I am the vice president like you in the farmers. I have a paper there. We form ourselves in a group to ease the cabinet headache. We don't want ministers and vice president and president to come here to face problems upon problems upon problems. We form ourselves in a group and we register and we are going to work along with the government. That is our motive. And I'd like to ask all farmers who are here, when we call for unity, you find sometimes people get away, like they're scared of that word. Unity is what we stand, and divided we fall. So if we unite together, definitely we got to move upward than to be a single person and fight against each other. We're gonna fall. Sir,
thank you.
We have a couple people on the board here, on the list there, and we are ready. And we must be thankful and we must be ready to take any help government gives. So we're thankful for that $250 million for the fertilizer help, and we're going to work with this set group to make sure it's shared honestly. Because I myself stand for honesty.
All right. Okay then. So thank you very much. You have a right to organize yourself however you wish. This is a free country, and but we can't allocate this to the group. You can work along with your.
We're going to call other people.
And I hope, because a lot of the initiatives, I hope it's a development initiative.
That is what it means.
Because outside of being vice president, now I'm general secretary of the PPP too. So I've seen a lot of organizations start off as development and then they become political. They start cussing the PPP. So I hope that that's not the case too. Not as general secretary of the PPP, as the head of the PPP.
And one more. One more, sir.
Okay.
When meetings like these are organized, I personally take my money and advertise it.
Okay.
So nobody can say that they didn't hear or they didn't see it on the television.
All right.
I personally call some numbers to come out to meetings because coming out would resolve the issues. And sir, since some of the farmers called me and asked me if I can bring up this matter, since first cropping last year we promised cash relief. And without money, we can't go back to the land. We get paddy very well. Up to this morning, I get paddy. But without money, we can't go back to the land. So if you can step in this part.
Okay, all right. So
if you can address this part right now, one more before I close. Is it possible you can give us a half-hour boardroom meeting this afternoon with the same group?
No, I'm really busy, but you have the Minister of Agriculture here, the meeting.
Okay, we can sit with him.
And as I said before, we welcome any development initiative. So I don't want to we'll meet with everybody. We have a general meeting here. We're meeting with you. You get a free chance to speak on behalf of your group. So meet with the Minister of Agriculture.
Okay, thank you.
But once you're working for development, you have our full support.
I'd like to, if the president for the group would like to say something.
No, not now.
Okay,
You're not making speeches at my meeting here. Yes, anybody else? Yes, this comrade. Okay, first. All right.
Good afternoon, all. It was said here that we will have 20...
Come. You know, with the president been pushing this a lot, right? So we should, this is on cash crop. You want to start? Well, give Steve, take his name and give him this piece of paper. Give name and number, we call you later. But go to it, go to it. Yes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, 20 persons would decide who would get a fertilizer. So who would choose his 20 persons?
Now, right here, you all select the people, not me. The meeting got to select them, and I want them from different areas, right? So,
Okay.
right across the coast. So now everybody from one area, that you can have different people. So,
Okay.
comrade, you all really stretching it. Everything, nothing will work if I get it one now and...
No, I am talking about previous experience with this.
Yes,
right?
but I want it to be done in the open.
I want the Water Users Association to be involved in this thing because we are collecting rates from the farmers in our area, so we know each farmers. And I request that when this list...
All right, we will add you to the 20.
No,
Right?
No, what I say that when this list is presented, I want farmers to look at it like election claims and objection. Because no people go get knocked out and some get in the country.
All right, but here now, since you know the Water Users Association, you know who plans it and all of that,
Good.
you be part of the group too. Let the Water User Association be part of the group. We don't have a problem with that. We want it to be fully transparent.
You want it transparent.
All right, yes. And next time, I think it's a good suggestion. Every time the government gives out relief, that everywhere in each village you post up the names
Yes.
and how many things.
Good.
And also that in future we can do that, but let's include the Water Users Association. All right, let me-
The vice chairman of this farmers group
Yeah.
did something else, all right? And they're getting $500 a rod to prepare dams, right? I saw the contract. You plow 2 times backlid and you got thing to fill depression. The chairman said, I asked him, and I'll follow, he said, no, there's a mistake. Right? So now, 100 rod, constitute 1 acre, right? And no dam is 30 rod. So if you do 100 rod, it's less than 1 acre for $50,000. And people plowing rice field, going mud. And they don't get that for 1 acre. So now 1,000 rod, $500,000 is being paid to those contractors.
All right.
What that do?
All right, but here now, who are the people who are supervising this from the region? Who they decide on the contract? They should, let's hear, RDC. Who from the RDC dealing with this? Answer what the gentleman
Then
said.
farmers will talk.
No. He just made a point. So come, give him the microphone and explain what he's saying. He is saying that the contract is constituted in a way that is not.
The contract was signed by the area of the region and it's being monitored by the same farmers group.
No. What is. Right. So, oh boy, everything becomes a problem. Yeah, every good initiative that the government tries to do becomes problem with the newspaper. And on the afternoon, nothing was happening, everything was good, you know? Everything was good. Every single thing is a problem. So, listen, that is why I said you better look into this. So, before the end of the day, let's bring all the people who are dealing with this contract. deal with it. So you're going to present the case, you will come and bring the case and everything, what you just said to me. And look at the contract themselves and whether the contracts are fair. We want the contracts to be fair. We want the people who get the contracts to do the work but make some money too. They must be able to make some money, but they must do the work. Understand? So that is what we want. So make sure that before the end of the day that we look at all of this.
Vice,
Yes.
Zulfi accepted the offer that we give people who have rice land in the area to make the dam. Some get 1 inch in the area. The Bailey dig lift outlet, Guyana even plow the dam, Guyana replow the dam, rain fall, then go and pull one chipper, and one back plate, and done there. For 400,000 the out, then I spend 50,000. That will take place. One dam, Guyana chip, Guyana back plate. The body only dig lift outlet. If you can't have 20,000 for dig the outlet, that's all. So what Guyana going to do? $1 million. One year more than one we know about.
Oh, well.
And the contract got 20 million and Zulfi will say 30 million. Where the next 10 million gone? What if we give the paper just from? Luckily we give a copy of the paper.
Alright, comrade, listen. The VP just said a good initiative always turns back. Exactly. When we had the issue in SQ, I came here, he knew that I came here. You all requested that the contractors who used to do the dam not do it properly. I advised that the farmers who are the beneficiaries should get the contract. At least they will do the dam and they will get some income. You all agree. I said you all work with the RDC now to ensure that people who get these contracts do the work, you monitor the work. And the region will ensure that you all give the go-ahead for the payments. That was the initiative.
Most of the dam were Rafik been able
So, hold on. So it turned out now to be that who don't get the contract now rowing. So that's the problem. We should go back to the old way. Hold on. We should go back to the old way where one contractor gets 10 dams to do, rather than the farmers. That was the initiative for the farmers who are the beneficiaries who are using the dam. They will build the dam to their likeness to ensure they bring out the party. That was the initiative. And the region
Listen, how many dams we have? How many dams we're talking about? 50 dams? So every one of these dams, Zulfi, every one, they must have all the beneficiaries of that dam to be together, and they must have to approve the work. Right? So when the work is done, they must all look at it. So every beneficiary. So when you get a dam, the people, when you go down, before you effect payment, people have to say, yes, the work was done. Right? So that, let's get that in place. But here, you got a lot of things happening in this region. I've never seen it. It's a petty jealousy come around sometimes. You got jealousy. You got all kind of thing happening. A man makes some money, we shouldn't be making no money too. So you go complaining when the contractors were making all the money. Now if farmers making some of the money, complaining about that. Then unless, I don't know everybody here, I've gone to many places, up new strongholds. And many times if you give them a small initiative, people are happy about it and they work to make it work. Our strongholds, in many cases, they work to undermine every initiative. We put in the money, they work to undermine it rather than make things work. Every day it's becoming tiring. Tiring everywhere we go. Go to the sugar industry, it's the same thing. We're trying to resuscitate sugar. APNU, shut it down. Not a single strike in 5 years on the APNU. They got 0 increase every single year. No increase in 5 years. 7,000 sugar workers lost their job. No strike. The moment we get in, we pay the 5%, paid another 7%. We gave the farmers who were laid off some money. We're resuscitating and we're still getting strikes now. Not a single strike in the afternoon days. The same thing here. When a lot of them, many people in here too, misled the farmers and told them in 2015 they're going to get a big thing, $10,000 a bag for paddy. Then Granger said, nothing, this is private business. Cut the Dean and I budget. Put taxes on pesticide, fertilizer, on a tractor combine. The 14% VAT put on that. Nobody complain too much. Remove all of that back. Assist with the flood relief, now with fertilizer, and we now to try to get you involved in doing the work. The minister came here, you complain about one thing, try to fix it, now that one has problems too. Every day, this is a problem. So I want it fixed in that manner, Zulfi. We're fixing that manner. And before you leave here, make sure all these regional officials that they understand this. All of the regional officials, engineers, REO, the chairman, the vice chairman, every one of them, that they ensure that if this continues, they're going to have trouble with us too. Okay? Yes, let it go to this camera.
Well, I told everyone, from a chairman of the board, I'm Mr. Smith. I'm a part of the farmer in Region 2. Let me get this straight. Let me get it clear. What we need in Region 2, the farmers need that when they put the expense in the field, they need some results. When you look at the expense that we go through, we don't want nothing so extraordinary or something. What we need, especially in Region 2, you look at the farmers in the other regions, they get more money than us for a bag. What we need, fertilizers, I think government can do a lot of things for us in this region.
Well, were you at the last meeting?
No, I was not.
Oh, well then we went through, I don't want to go back through, but we went through all of the issues about paddy, the pricing, the grading. The comrade spoke a long time about that. Pricing, grading, payment on time, the cost of rental of land, which is a big issue for many farmers in this region. The price that they pay.
You don't allow me to finish my statement. You say you're got it. You should allow me let me finish. Then you say something.
But if you, I'm not gonna go back through for one person the entire.
I'm talking about the entire course. All we are raised farmers. I'm talking about the entire course. And let them go back. The point what we need on this course is that to give the farmers them things that they can always go back on the land. But we, the amount of money that we spend, we not get the results. And what is this farmers day? Maybe some of them want to tell you the truth. You sit down here and you're talking. You go back to Apple. We don't want to Apple. You is in the present now. That's how you Apple. Tell me what you in the present. What you all will do for the farmers.
Yeah, all right. So yes, okay. So the thing is that this is precisely what we're here to deal with. I started off by saying there are elements of the cost of input that we can deal with and assist with, which is the fertilizer. We can deal with the land issue. We can deal with the cost of rental. I started off by saying that. And if that's one of your big input costs, then there's nothing that the government can do about that. But I don't want to restart the whole meeting that we had the last time because we went through those issues already. We're here for a specific purpose, which is today, let's put in place this mechanism so we can move forward swiftly to get the fertilizer to the farmers. That's what we're here for today. That is that we can get within a matter of weeks the fertilizer delivered to the farmers so they can go back to the crop. And some of those who, as I said before, if you can demonstrate the losses, we'll assist them too with the seed paddy and all of the other stuff, once they can demonstrate that they're lost. There. So how are we going to select these 20 persons? That's what I want to hear now, right across the coast. How are we going to get a group of people that can, across the coast, do this or act fairly? How do you suggest we go about it? One from each village? One from each village, what do you think? Huh? Or how many NDCs we have? We have five on the coast? 5 NDCs? 5 NDCs on the coast. So why don't yes, that's what I'm saying, 5 NDCs. So that's what I was suggesting, that we got 4 persons from every NDC, right? That in this area. And then they're really gonna, I think that might be the best solution. 4 from every NDC. So, no, the 2 are in the Pomeroon, right? There's 2 others. Right, so, right. Right, well, I don't think the municipality goes behind, right? All right. But let's decide. So who is going to select from each NDC? How are we going to get the names?
And that's for another people, right?
Well, that is why you all gonna have to know that, right? Exactly. That is why we want you to be involved, so that could happen, that we can prevent some of these things. So, comrade, how are we gonna get the 4 from each NDC? Huh? Huh? No, top men, gaff men and stuff like that. We don't want that. Right, but listen, should can you have a meeting with all the farmers in the different areas? Here what we'll do. We will get RPA to bring all the farmers from one NDC together, and they will select the people. Okay, so each area, they will bring all the farmers from that area, and then they will select. We shouldn't select here, right? And that is how. But you got to get this done within a matter of 2-3 days. 2 days, and then they will select. You will select in your own area who you want to represent you. Okay? And because we want to start, we can make the money available next week. All right, so the money could be available to the group to start moving swiftly. When oh God, yes, we said that already. You got belaboring the point. I said that the water users would be added to the group. So then you can make all the points there you wish. Comrades, that is what we need. That's what I promised the last time. That's what we're moving forward with now. Let's get this done. You can, if there are other things you want to raise, we can raise these as we go along. We're going to try to fix this system with the dams, the maintenance of the dams, so that it's more transparent. Is there anything else you wish to raise with me outside of the fertilizer and the dams? Right? And the payment issues that you raised already. Is there anything else you wish to raise now? Let's come right here. Yes. Hold on.
Good afternoon, VP.
Yes.
I have one issue. I met you the last time at the meeting at the school. Concern the race what you lost at State Farm.
Okay.
You found out from the GRDB, they say the assistance is in the pipeline.
Okay, so that is one that is, yeah, you're going to get, once they recommend it upwards, you're going to get it. Okay?
They gave me a couple bags of seed body this morning, but...
Oh, maybe they know we're coming here to the...
That couple bags of seed body can't go in back.
Okay.
So what we asking if we could get some financial help to move up.
They verified that the law is right?
Yeah, GRDB went in.
You went in and verified that? Who from GRDB went there? You verified that? How many acres did he lose? You verified it, you sure, right? And you check it.
What did you lose for flood is harvesting loss.
Harvesting loss.
You didn't get to harvest, so No, it's bad when the company gets going to cut it. Around 5 or 6 days. We get it.
All right, listen, make sure that if that is a verified loss, then do that arrangement. I'll talk to Ashley. Okay, all right. Okay then, we follow. All right. Now, yes, this comrade here, and then you have a lady at the back there. Okay. All right.
Good afternoon, comrade.
Good afternoon. Yes.
We got a problem, right? And this problem, our rice crops after crop. Right now, we got 2-week-old rice, and we have a pump water out around. Jack, Frank, Coca, and blackberry report. Right now. Right? The pump, I walk. You know how you walk. You walk like when you feel like walking. Regina, the same thing too. Right? We got 2-week-old rice, and we got a tractor.
All right, so is this...
Hold on. We got a tractor right now, pump out water, and we feel like, we got something on the video there. You must address this problem. When you write, you have to pump them out. When we shine, we have to pump them out. With this high car, so we can do our ingenious man. Now we want to do what we want. Let the people in the region attack now.
Okay.
Yesterday in Baghdad, we had some demand.
All right, but you gotta look at this.
Yes,
No, but hold on a minute. I'm just finding out about the problem. No, but how long this has been going on? So in 2 weeks they set up so quickly?
No, we not prevent Coca-Cola black this thing mud. Black. Prevent Coca-Cola black.
Right.
Yesterday we asked the compagnon, what the Regina for? Here I tell me, what's the other family? He said, what I don't want to take water. What is right here? Right? What's it around right there? Gansham Passage. You have many farmers doing it yesterday. We spent one portion in the pump. He said, no water, you want? I take water. We have rain for 1 day. Vice President. You take 1 week before the water dry out. Right now, we have a run pump there. Nobody now shoulder the expensive fuel for me pump the water in the field. When you right for the
all right. So you let me hear. Explain.
The raises is too. The raises is too. The last thing. He operate Regina pump. Prevent Coca, we went there last night, the door black. We just come like them to visit see the Coca man in a hook and the pump attends at a hook. Last time when we got out there, they can't pass. They soldier them and the police say, you can't go in. Mr. Man, I go see this pump operate or this Coca operate. He say, you can't go here. You got bound set up there and things. We got to go around here. We got to go around here by check, go in and come in by the fish pan. When we got Coca lock and no pump operate. And we raise the rat back down. Right? We raise the rat back down. Are you taking your vehicle and go right?
All right, comrade, I hear you all the time. I hear you trying to figure out a solution.
That's why you get the super crops.
I'm living all the time, yes.
Let me hear you. We raise the rat right now.
Like nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on here. The thing is that, yes, I think, yeah, because the region, they just disappear.
It's a very, very serious issue.
That's why you get so much problem in this region.
Take your vehicle now and go and see what might prevent those.
All right, comrade, we'll look into the matter. You raise it, I'm going to look into this.
Yeah.
Because clearly we got to make some changes. People don't know even what's going on in the region. All right, give that young lady the microphone. Yes. Before you start, right? How do we get the cash crop farmers too? Because the fertilizer. We're just thinking if we're going to set aside $25 million to them. That's for the rice farmers. We decided the committee. But how are we going to get that to the cash crop people? Who is dealing with cash crop? Is there an organization? NARI to work with them. So because maybe NARI should be working with them so that we can get the fertilizer to cash crop people too. Okay, so let NARI. Huh? No, but NARI must be involved in it through the same NDC. But not only rice farmers. You got to get the others. Rice farmers will deal with the resources, the 250 million for the rice industry, the cash crop farmers. Yes, please. Sorry about that.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I got a problem with the police them. I got a video here. If you look at this video, I wouldn't even have to talk long. I feel since you was in jail, I was to see you there. They stopped me from seeing about this matter. I don't want this matter to be pulled since January and nothing is doing about it, and I don't want when my nephew come out here, it escalate more big.
Right.
I'm looking at it for the address.
So give it to this guy there who works with me. Steve, just make the note of this woman and you're gonna get a call from us. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, give him the details. Yeah, oh, sit down. You sit down. You already spoke. Yes, this come right here. Yeah. All right. Yes. All right. Go to my staff there. Go across, give him a name and number, and we'll call you when we get back. All right. Okay. You give him all the details. All right. Yeah, anyone else? Yes. All right. Give him back the microphone. Yes. Now he was trying to.
Sorry to come again.
Yeah.
At WJ Castle, there was a sluice there, right? And there was a wooden revetment where the sluice alone was there. Now the revetment rotten. And just by the sluice, they installed 2 pumps, diameter 5 feet. The revetment falling in, the land going in, I have a big building just next to it. I had a discussion with the farmer, agriculture minister, Mr. Holder. He said, good, they're going to do it with Steve. I think
You're lucky you managed to see Holder. We never see Holder in the 5 years ourselves, and we did Georgetown. You're a lucky man, what?
No, I'm living here.
You're a lucky man, Holder. He's still
here. I am living here. When he comes, I'm actually went and show him, right? I believe this minister.
All right. Zulfi said.
Now the land going in my house.
Zulfi said he's looking at fixing.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Right. Give the camera there. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I just come on behalf of Queenstown.
Hold.
Yeah. Yes, comrade. I am living in Queenstown. Since the PPP civic government take over, I have never seen nothing done properly within the community. First thing, I'm starting with the sports club ground. Secondly, I'm talking about drainage and irrigation. They had this garden assistance or whatever within the area. The whole of Queenstown, every individual who have a lot of land there should have got assistance. The reason why I'm saying so, it's over 7 to 8, maybe 9, 10 years now. We haven't got a sluice to take water out of Queenstown. By then the rain drizzle, well, we now see one thing like they start set up something at Kapui. We sign up some documents just to beg some people who already occupy the pathways where the water is supposed to. They get prescriptive rights.
Where is this? Which pathway?
Kapui.
Okay.
Compound.
And they have prescriptive rights?
To my understanding. the old
Yes,
area.
I know the sluice at Kapui, yes. But that would help you, the sluice at Kapui?
Yeah, that's the sluice who totally drained that area.
Oh, so the sluice will help you.
Yeah.
But are the people still blocking it?
Only I think the former, he was, I can't remember him by name.
Who the former Ariel?
Ariel, yeah. He got Mr. Nan Kishore, right? He was the person who facilitated his area. And the guys them who get right over that side built house on the
reserve.
Reserve area.
All right, but would that prevent the drainage, or it might resolve? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. And now the work is ongoing now.
Yeah, yes, sir. I want to applaud that situations because for years now we can't plant again. As soon as this last rain, the whole backyard.
So when it's completed, that will drain the area.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But we asking still for how we have to clear this way. So
how will you clear it if people are on it? You will do it. You can't use this pontoon and the excavators and the pontoon. Right.
Yes,
you'll get it done. Okay.
I'm asking that you look at
yes. No,
seriously. I have seen they dug up a road that was perfectly in order in Queenstown within a certain areas. I'm saying the bridge Bridgelands area.
Okay.
I'm saying it clearly because I haven't got nothing against Dubai.
Yeah.
Right? They dug that permanent road, good road. They dug it up, and the road that the other people on the other dam. That's we gotta say almost a different kind of two, not the one guy and the next guy, right? Those people at the stage where we get the tractor all upon the ship down the dam, what for the people in the car? We gotta look at this and see.
Yeah, sure.
I am 68 years of age, and since I've seen things is troublesome now.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, I got nothing against. I've burned going to estate, the fires estate, and I'm saying I got nothing against nobody. If you advise you, I have regard for you. We got regard for everybody. But this thing is, like we just people that no valuable people. Like these people now look at situations seriously. I'm saying so without any fear or favor. But we're asking for do something. I get more knowledge of people for run this thing. This thing now walk out again.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I know what works too and what doesn't work, and I know about neglect a lot. So I know about neglect a lot and which areas were neglected too, because I've seen that in the 5 years of APNU and
one more.
Yes. Anyone else wants to speak first? Okay. If the people who were first timers, then I'll come back to you. Yes.
Good afternoon, Colin.
Yes.
We live at Perseverance, and you got the back right here at Golden Fish. Got the dam school down, the next dam, straight to it. You got the 4 farm plant there. They're fenced half of the dam. When everything on the cut, the race, they got to get the trenches. Now they got 20 loads, born ash to go in the place. They got fenced middle of the dam, and they plant half. And they have to have they got about 3 times a week if I stay, man. Complain and they said people move the fence. The next day you come and see that. The last time, the people are going to back the fence. And I tell you over here, the people to back the fence, and he have nothing to say. Now we got 20 load of shells, bonus should go in the place. We don't know how to go pass. We wait for the wet to do. So they're going and tell people to move out, and 3 times now.
So the problem is the NDC and sometimes the RDC, they don't do anything in this area. And also very contentious issues. I've come to Essequibo Coast, I've gone around the country. I've never seen so many land dispute issues everywhere. Neighbor fence, quarreling over an inch of the land. Every time I come to this coast, it's like a headache. People quarrel, and 2 family members often fighting over a piece of land, and the one government get involved, they're squatting on some piece of land, some little piece of dam, a fence here, etc. If I only bother with these issues, we can't run the country. We can't run this country. That is why the local people got to deal with these matters. We can't come and move off 2 man from the dam in front of you. The overseers got to do their work and the others. But when they fail, because half of the time they fail to do these things, everything backs up on us. We're looking to try to move the country forward. But it's always like that. So we'll look into it. We'll look into it. All right. This is agriculture. Yeah, 4 million, right?
Twice. I start to couple farmer well.
All right. Anybody new first before adopting? Yes, but come on. You can't take the microphone just like that. I've heard you. Anybody who's new first. Let's give the persons who haven't spoken first. Then we'll come back if we have time to yours. Yes, but you will get a chance only when I give you the microphone. Not let it get to other people to speak to. Yes, come on.
Good afternoon, Vice and heads of the table. My name is Ghanshyam Prasad, I live at Appliance. I'm a councillor of the Aberdeen Zoning, like neighbour district councillor. I'm also a rice farmer. Concerning, I would recap a little. The dam, which water users are maintaining, I think, or we need somebody to be there from the office to ensure that the proper work has been done and the amount of loads of oil are thrown. Because what I have observed, I'm living actually
But it's from the NDC work or from the RDC or DNI or what the users?
What the users.
So you complaining about other people and you're not monitoring this thing here?
Would you allow me to say?
No, hold on.
Yes. Now he complaining about you. You just complain about other people.
I've been very short.
All right.
I am actually living 3/4 way down the dam.
Right.
So every vehicle pass me, I can see them. I like in a hammock only. I'm not working.
Okay, all right.
What the truckers do? They go and dump one load, they dump it 2 places. 2 places.
Yeah.
Which I absorb because every day I walk on the dam to go to my rice field. So that is one. I'm certainly sure they will claim 2 loads and dump when they dump over one in 2 parts, they claim 2 loads. Nobody is there to verify and check.
Now what happened? I did to check.
Now happening only here. It seems that like everywhere across this is what happening. Because everybody complaining about every initiative. All right. Okay. So I got the point.
Okay.
That you need the Water Users Association to verify that the people are doing what they paid for, what the Users Association. All right, so you got the point.
I can do voluntary work,
Exactly.
I'm not working anywhere. I like Namabole.
All right. So let's go. You got a better life. I should have done that and not come back into politics. I should have done that in 2015 and not get back into this politics. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, my point is that
but had we done that, this is what would have happened. Jira, just show me. This is what would have happened. You see this peak here? This was 2015, 2014. How much we give region 2 in agriculture was spent on capital expenditure. Look at the 5 years of APNO. Look what happened to capital expenditure in the region. You see the 5 years? You know that? So this is what happened. Now it starts climbing up back. The first year. Okay? That's 2021. That's up to 2021. This year it will be almost back to where it was in 2014. That is what would have happened. And people don't see that. And we stayed away. So I hope that you all see this. This tells the story about agriculture in this region. How much money was spent. Look at that peak, the highest point, that's 2014. And look at what happened in 5 years, where it went to.
all right, let me continue.
All right, yeah, go on.
Oh.
Mr. One, this thing shock you like great.
For this distribution of fertilizers, right? I would like GRDB and the field research officers, I don't see them, I don't know who they are, to get fully involved. Number one is because some people are having small plots and they're claiming large plots when they go to fertilizer. Mom might have 3 acres and say you have 5 acres. Who is there to verify that? I don't know. I can verify my dam from road to main canal.
But you heard what I said earlier, comrades, that the people, because we want to do it differently, not just GRDB people, but also the communities. And that is why we will select this group, so to do exactly what you're saying, to have some form of verification. All right, so we look at that.
In selecting this group, I would like, if I can elect someone in my area, very knowledgeable.
You were not part of an NDC?
Yes.
So then go to the NDC meeting when with the farmers when they have that in your area.
We'll continue that.
All right, you continue that here.
Okay.
All right then, good job.
All right, then.
Yeah,
one more. Can you give us the price of the fertilizer?
No, you're not going to decide where you buy this from and everything else, man.
Okay.
This group of people, right?
All right,
I'm not determining that. This come right here.
Yes, fine.
Yes.
We were promised last year first crop with the flood relief, the cash grant. The cash grant.
So you've been verified?
Scrapper.
No, but have you been verified?
Yes.
What's your name?
Yeah.
Once your name is verified, you will get some.
Yes, sir. And we still had some problem with the other crop. And so, no, we haven't heard you talk anything about the farmers and who the bank. And you know the rest in a serious condition now. The farmer who the bank. Me who the bank. And it's street crop straight. We couldn't have service loan at the bank. You have done this time already when you was in president with the farmer.
Yeah, I done that about 3-4 times coming.
When you been in the opposition, you promised me at a meeting at Patna Hall that as soon as you get in government, you will look at the farmers who are.
Comrade, they hear now, you people like say, why promise? I promise to get rid of your bank debt.
Not to get rid of the bank debt, not to get rid of the bank debt.
All right.
But set some of the interest at the bank and give the farmers some relief.
No, but what we had in the past done is to work with the banks to assist to reschedule and sometimes even to write off some of the interest. So that.
You had an issue that came to my office, you give me something.
Yes. Yeah, that is a government fee. So listen to me, that is a government fee.
So you got help from the government fee?
That's a government fee for
How much?
100,000.
Right, so, okay. So you got that. But I'm talking about, we can look at it. I've asked Ashni Singh to look at this, to talk with all of the banks, so that we can see, working with the bank, if they can reschedule the loans or write off some of the interest. So what we should do is to get the individuals who have that problem and send it to Ashni Singh, and he will try. Because that is what we had done a couple of times in the past. So we should try with them.
Okay. Yes, and the flood relief, the cash grant.
I told you already, once you're verified and your name is up, you will get.
Okay.
All right, now, yes. So I take one more question, thing, and then I'd leave. And you can continue if you wish, or we can move forward and wrap up. Zulfi can then meet with the others, who are to look at straightening out this, the dam contracts, because I want that straightened out to see that nothing illegal is happening there. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, I'll
give you a chance.
It already asked already, so I know.
Okay, all right. Then give him the
we'll see you tonight, right?
Yes.
We'll see you tonight.
Which tonight? Oh, no, I'm not scheduled any meeting tonight. Yes, I'll go there, the park, but me not. You made it look like we had a meeting or something planned. Yeah, right.
Yes. Right. As a farmer, old farmer too, people have an age, so I live right for me.
All right.
Some of we talk, right? Couple well-sensible farmers. When they announced that they were bring $1 billion fertilizer, we said it's going to be free. Okay. We don't want fertilizer free. We said last year, 2021, we paid $4,800 for bag of urea.
Well, come on, you start back this thing again.
No.
I want to give you a chance to move forward.
So this is the forward part of it. Run it off at 5,000 and let the farmer pay 5,000.
How many acres
and
you
you pay the
planted?
rest.
How many acres you planted?
81.
81. That's why you were a bit worried you might get less money, you know. You might get less. Here, come and go there and make that case.
No problem.
You go and make the case when you all meet together, it's 20 persons. You join.
Everybody pay. And not only urea, fertilizer, remember.
All right.
You got TSP, you got 6.5 go.
Yeah, I thought you were going to make another point, but we now reopening that issue. Let's go for it. So, comrades, it's over to you now. You have the $250 million available. Let's work swiftly at ensuring without complaining, because it seems as though there are a lot of mood to complain. Without complaining, there are a lot of people who need the help now. So we got to move fast, this committee, to get their fertilizer in a transparent manner, open manner, so you can explain what you decide. That if you decide to give more to the people at the bottom and a little less to the people at the top, then you explain it carefully and it's done openly. That's what we want. We're going to try to fix the system for the dams so that it's more transparent too and the work is measured, it's monitored. So let's work on those two things as swiftly as possible. We can continue the discussion on the other matters like the flood relief and the other issues, the routine issues. And then we need to restructure the sea defenses and BNI in this region and coordinate between BNI and the region. Because it seems as though you can't have so many technical people that we hire and they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. It's becoming too much of a problem. So good to see all of you come around. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, cool, man. So guys, you would have, the Vice President would have come to talk to individuals, rice farmers, and equivalents about their different issues, and $250 million has been given to Region 2 for fertilizer, and the people themselves will be in control of the process that would ensure accountability. The Guyanese Critic always brings it to you live and direct. No cuts, no editing. Transparency and accountability.